All right, so you sent over a really interesting collection of material, really diving deep into all the cool stuff happening in space exploration right now. I mean, forget those old pictures of just flags and footprints. This is a whole new ball game.
It is. What these sources really highlight is, why are we even reaching for the stars, right? It's not just that basic human curiosity, though. That's certainly a big part of it. It's that space exploration. It's becoming so crucial for solving these huge challenges, like right here on Earth, and like making sure humanity has a future, a long-term future.
Yeah, exactly. If you think back to the space race, it was all about competition between nations, like who could reach these milestones first. Sputnik, the Apollo landings. But what really jumps out from what you've shared is that the energy now, it's coming from private companies. They're really shaking things up, making stuff possible that, maybe we only dreamed of before.
Yeah, exactly. And that's really the heart of what we're going to explore in this deep dive. We're going to unpack these innovations, see what's driving them right now, and, most importantly, connect all the dots, give you those aha moments you're looking for without getting lost in, a black hole of technical jargon.
Perfect. Okay, so let's unpack the rise of commercial spaceflight. It feels like, I don't know, science fiction is becoming just everyday engineering. The sources really spotlight companies like SpaceX, Blue Origin, Virgin Galactic. They're like the major players now. Let's start with Elon Musk and SpaceX. I mean, their achievements are kind of mind-blowing, right? First, private companies to not only reach orbit, but bring humans back safely.
Yeah, they are. And what's really interesting about SpaceX isn't just those first big achievements. If we step back and look at the big picture, Musk's goal, his ambition to build a self-sustaining colony on Mars that represents a huge shift in thinking. It's not just about planting a flag or doing some short-term research. It's about the possibility of humans becoming a multiplanetary species. That long-term vision, it changes everything about how we approach space exploration.
Totally. And the sources keep coming back to this fact. The reusability of their Starship program could potentially cut launch costs by a factor of 100. That's insane. I mean, that kind of cost reduction, it completely changes who can get to space and what we can do there.
And that's the game changer. Reusability, it's not just some cool engineering trick. It's an economic revolution for space travel. Imagine launching stuff into space becomes 100 times cheaper. Suddenly research, putting up communication satellites, observation satellites, all of that becomes way more accessible. It could even lead to whole new industries we haven't even thought of yet. Key to this is their super advanced heat shield tech and their crazy precise landing capabilities, which lets these massive rockets be used over and over again.
And then there's Jeff Bezos and Blue Origin. Their focus, from what I'm seeing in these sources, it's also on reusable rockets, but with a big emphasis on building the basic infrastructure for space settlements.
Yeah.
So while Musk is looking at Mars, Bezos seems more focused on creating what we need to actually live in space long term. Would you say these are competing visions, or are they more like pieces of the same puzzle?
That's a really good question. I think while their final goals might be a bit different, the specifics, their commitment to reusable launch systems, that's a common foundation. Blue Origin's focus on making space travel cheaper through reusability, it definitely supports this idea of, enabling a future where lots of people can live and work off-world. Think of it this way: reliable, affordable transportation. That's step one, whether you're going to Mars or building a moon base. Their BE4 engine, for instance, it's designed for high reliability and reusability, which is totally key for that whole infrastructure vision.
Yeah, that makes sense. And we can't forget Richard Branson and Virgin Galactic. They've basically taken space tourism from a fantasy and made it real.
Hmm.
It may not be about colonization or building massive structures in space, at least not yet, but it's still a big step in making space, more accessible, even if it's just for a select few for now.
What's really interesting about Virgin Galactic is that they're changing our idea of who gets to go to space. It's not just super trained astronauts anymore. It's opening up the possibility, at least theoretically, for regular people to experience what they call the overview effect. That's this profound shift in perspective astronauts talk about when they see Earth from space, how small and fragile it looks. That experience alone could have a huge impact, personally, even on society as a whole.
So we have these three distinct paths: Musk with Mars, Bezos building the foundation for a broader space presence, and Branson leading the way with space tourism. The sources also talk about NASA's Artemis program. Where does that fit into this increasingly commercial space landscape?
The Artemis program, it's definitely still vital because it represents the ongoing commitment of, a huge government space agency with decades of experience. The goal of landing the first woman and the next man on the moon by the mid-2020s, that's not just symbolic. If we think about the bigger picture, it's about building a sustainable presence on the moon, doing essential research, and really importantly, testing all the technologies and procedures that are going to be key for eventual human missions to Mars, which ties in directly with Musk's vision. NASA's really smart about this. They're partnering with these private companies through contracts for transportation and other services, creating a really interesting symbiotic relationship where the government's expertise and the private sector's innovation, they can work together to speed things up.
Yeah, it's like a relay race, different runners taking the lead at different stages. Now, let's talk about some of those mind-blowing facts. That figure of $700 quintillion worth of minerals in the asteroid belt, it's like almost impossible to comprehend. How could tapping into those resources actually change the global economy? I mean, what would that look like?
That's where it gets really interesting, right? Because it makes you think about the resources we have here on Earth. The potential to access all those minerals in the asteroid belt, that could totally transform things. We're talking about enormous amounts of metals and materials that are critical for our technologies now and for future development, things like rare earth elements. Those are essential for electronics and green energy technologies. Getting access to all that could solve resource shortages here and even completely disrupt the current geopolitical landscape, which is so tied to who controls resources now. But of course, the logistics, getting those resources from asteroids and back to Earth, that's a huge challenge. And whether it's even economically viable, that's still being explored.
It definitely makes you think about the future of resources, that's for sure. And then there's NASA's Perseverance rover, doing its thing on Mars, collecting samples. Its primary mission is looking for signs of past microbial life. That's pure scientific curiosity driving that, right?
Yeah, that fundamental drive to understand, are we alone? Did life exist elsewhere? That's definitely a big motivator. But the Perseverance mission also has practical implications for human missions to Mars. Understanding the Martian environment, its geological history, what the soil and atmosphere are made of, if there's stuff like water ice we could use, that's all vital for establishing a long-term human presence there. Those samples Perseverance is collecting, they could hold clues not just about past life, but about whether Mars could ever really support humans living there.
Okay, so let's say someone's listening to all this. They're super interested. What are some ways they can actually get involved with all these space innovations? The stuff you sent over had some great actionable tips.
Absolutely. If you want to keep up with all this, one of the easiest ways is to follow organizations like NASA, SpaceX, on their social media. They post updates all the time, amazing pictures. It makes you feel connected to what's happening.
I really like that suggestion of joining citizen science projects like Zooniverse. That seems like a way to actually contribute to scientific discovery hands-on.
It totally is. These platforms give anyone the chance to help with real scientific research. You can analyze data like classifying galaxies from telescope images or mapping craters on the moon using satellite pictures. You're actually involved in the process, from your own computer. It's pretty cool.
Visiting space museums, checking out the exhibits there, that's a classic for a reason, right? It helps make these complex ideas way more tangible.
Oh, absolutely. Space museums, they often have these incredible exhibits where you can experience a simulation of what it would be like to be in space, learn how rockets work through interactive displays, and even see real artifacts from past space missions up close. It's a truly immersive way to get into the subject.
Yeah. And for those of us who prefer to stay home, documentaries like The Mars Generation can give you a deep dive into the current efforts, the people who are driving them.
Yeah, documentaries, they offer a different perspective. They often have interviews with the key scientists, the engineers, the astronauts, and that helps you understand both the amazing things we've accomplished and the challenges that still lie ahead.
And the idea of attending virtual space events, that's cool too. It means anyone can attend lectures and tours that they might not be able to get to in person.
Yeah, with virtual events becoming more and more common, you can listen to lectures by leading experts, take a virtual tour of a cutting-edge space facility, even ask questions in a live Q&A session, all from home. It's a great way to learn from the people who are on the front lines of this stuff.
Now, the sources also mention some less obvious tips, like learning to code. How does that tie into space exploration if you're not trying to be a rocket scientist?
Well, you got to think. Software is behind pretty much every aspect of modern space exploration, from writing the code that controls the spacecraft to analyzing huge amounts of data, even building complex simulations and designing the next generation of space tech. Coding skills are in huge demand. It's a basic skill, but it opens up a lot of pathways to get involved, even if you're not building rockets yourself.
Yeah, makes sense. And another unexpected tip was thinking about investing in like space-related stocks or funds. That's a whole other level of engagement.
It is. Investing in companies involved in space tech and exploration, that's one way to support the growth of the industry and maybe, share in the financial success. But like any investment, it's super important to do your research, understand the risks involved.
So we've covered the major innovations, who's leading the charge, some pretty incredible facts, and even ways our listeners can get involved. What's the big takeaway message here? What ties all this together?
Well, I think the main message from all your sources is that space exploration in the 21st century, it's not just about exploring the unknown for the sake of science. If we step back and think about it, it's becoming more and more about solving crucial problems and creating a sustainable future for our own planet. By pushing the boundaries of technology in the challenging environment of space and seeing our place in the universe from a broader perspective, we're coming up with solutions and knowledge that can benefit us right here on Earth in things like material science, communication, environmental monitoring.
It's about the tech, the innovations that often have spin-off applications in other fields. It's about understanding how precious and fragile our planet is. And it's about the future of humanity, really. It's way more than just planting flags on other planets.
Absolutely. By taking the time to understand and engage with what's happening out there, we all become part of this incredible journey in our own ways. It's not just for scientists and engineers anymore, it's about the future of all of us. And we all have a stake in that.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for taking this deep dive with us into the incredible innovations happening in space exploration. It's a really exciting time to be, looking up at the stars.
My pleasure. It really is amazing to see how these efforts in space are so connected to what's happening here on Earth, our present and our future.
And on that note, here's something to think about. With the possibility of accessing resources beyond Earth becoming more real, and steps being taken to establish settlements off-world, what are the bigger social implications? What do we as a species need to start thinking about now? It's not just about how we reach for the stars, it's about why and what happens next. Those are the really big questions we need to grapple with, something to ponder long after our deep dive is over. Till next time.